Just let your will be done. I tell you. I tell you. Tell them all about some trouble. Get hit, hot home, get beat. Stop them, stop them. Come on, I said, just let your will be done. I tell you. I tell you. Tell them all about some trouble. Yeah. Hey. Stop them. I feel a victory praise in my feet.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Black Church Sector on tonight. I appreciate each and every one of you coming through. I'm like doing 50 million things, trying to set goals and all that other stuff. But while we're doing that, will you do me a great big favor and hit the like button for me? Do hit that like button and hit the share button. Let everybody know we are over here in the storefront church over here at the Black Church Sector, where we almost have, we have over 4,000. Let's keep it going over here. So hit that like button for me. And let's grow the sanctuary. What's up, everybody? Welcome. Nicole is in the building. The war cry is something else. I love it too. Yes, I do. Queen Anne Brock is in the building. Kitten Hills and Jay Rochelle. Thank you for being a member over here, Jay Rochelle. I appreciate you. Princess is in the building. Let's see who else up in here. JP and I am. Serena is here. All right, everybody, get in your respective places. That is right. Antoinette, thank you for being here. As you're coming in, everybody, please make sure you hit that like button. Lady Scott is here. Breezy Brown, Sean Carter, Sean Nathan, The Bushes, BDG. Thank you guys for coming in over here to the Black Church Sector. The Juice Radio and Talk Show is here. I appreciate you. I dipped into your show. You were having a panel over there earlier, and I dipped in. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the Juice Radio and Talk Show. And she has really good content over there. Very uplifting. Lady Monette, you were in the back. Just give me a few minutes and I'll bring you up if you want to come back, all right? Listen, we are going to get right into it tonight. I don't want to be here too long, but I really wanted to come on and talk about this lawsuit that we are kind of viewing these days between Bishop Ebenard Jordan and Larry Reid. And we know that Bishop Jordan is a really good friend of the show. He's a good spiritual leader, I would say, of the show as well. Him and Prophet Manasseh have been here, and they come here, and they will more than likely continue to come here and to impart wonderful, wonderful wisdom to all of us. And I think each time the Jordans are on, they are always very, give us a good blessing as we go. We get things that we need, things probably we've never heard in our life that will help us actually live and navigate better lives. But this, we experienced this unfortunate lawsuit that has come about with Bishop suing his former mentee, Larry Reid. He's suing his former, if you leave it to Justin Edwards, he says his former contract laborer. That's what he says. He's suing him. He's suing that other guy, another pastor in Texas. He's suing bloggers. Everybody's getting sued, okay? It's going on. It's going down. The Ways and the Means Committee is here. That's what I need. Good. The Ways and the Means Committee. Y'all are funny. But I wanted to open up the platform tonight. And if you had opportunity to see William's presentation last night with Bishop Jordan, and also Larry was on earlier today. Larry Reid was on earlier today, and he said there were 44 allegations against him from last night's deal on Williams. I don't really want to call it. I don't think it wasn't an interview. It really wasn't an interview. I don't even think it was presented as an interview. I think it was just a place where Bishop Jordan felt he wanted to tell his side of the story, and just to be 100% transparent, I was against it. In my, I didn't think that, he needed to go on there and talk about it, or he can go on there, but maybe talk about something else. But he felt the need, and he said he had listened to counsel, and they said he can talk. Thank you for being a new member over here, Lady Scott. I appreciate your support. We do have a goal in the chat as well, right above the chat. If you'd like to help us reach our goal tonight, please feel free to click on there and do that. I don't even know what goal I said. I think I just pressed it. But he felt the need to do it. My opinion, I think everybody should be quiet. That's my opinion. But my opinion don't matter, okay? I ain't got nothing to do with it. My opinion don't matter. A princess says, in my opinion, William had other motives for the presentation last night. Well, I think that was mentioned in Larry's live earlier today, that people feel that the motives were off. There may be more things behind that. Thank you so much for being a member for 7 months over here. You said, I wish everyone would hold their peace. I do too, Chantel, because because as I predicted, as I knew, I said, we already been through this kind of little bit with Jakes, because once people start answering, they start having diarrhea of the fingers and the mouth, and they start telling stuff that possibly don't have anything to do with the main thing. Because we have to remember, this lawsuit is initially, the deal of the lawsuit is being alleged, illegal recordings. How the bishop put it last night, you may have the content, but do you have the consent? The consent, Okay, so I'm gonna read some of your. If you can hit the link and you can come on and express. Let me tell you this. Let me take this off and I'll put it back on. I am not holding my link from anyone. Okay, there's only a couple of folks that I don't deal with, fool up with, and they know, and they wouldn't hit my link anyway. But I am opening up the link tonight for those of you who want to come up. You don't have to be on camera. You can turn the camera off. If you are respectful, you can speak your mind and what you think about this case. We're not going into the crates. We're not drawing up everybody's past stuff. I don't need to hear about what Larry did back in 2012, and I don't need to hear that. We are talking about this particular case. Nicole says she's just exhausted for the whole thing. So the link is pinned if you would like to come up and express your thought. Listen, this is just a preliminary thought we all have. Nothing has been adjudicated in the court system. Folks, most of the people ain't even been served, but both sides are talking. So I want to hear what you guys are thinking. AT2 over there talking about kung fu fighting. There's a lot of things going on. So I just want to know what you guys think. I'm going to put it up. Let's see. Maceo, Larry needs to know the recording won't be probably played in court. The lawsuit is not about the content of the recording. That's correct. It's about the recording being done without the knowledge or consent. And he started to link out some things that are allegedly on the audio. I haven't heard anything. The only thing I've heard is what we all heard on Williams' platform that day. That distorted, whoever that distorted voice was. That's all that I've heard. But we have to remember, there's a lot of feelings going on right now. There's a lot of hurt going on right now. You said you just listening. You just gonna listen. Regina say, ain't nobody put me as a Jane. Okay, Lady Mo, it's you. Okay. Yeah, I knew that. You said Larry's not willing. Okay. Let it fade away. Yeah, well, I mean, hopefully, I don't know about fading away at this point. Everybody's coming out and everybody's talking. So I don't know. But as I was saying, as we looked at the TD Jakes situation, Blackburn started to put in a lot of stuff. Had nothing to do primarily with the deal at hand, the lawsuit at hand. He just started putting in a lot of salacious things, he started bringing in Cora's ex-husband and the conspiracy around him being in prison. And he started bringing up all that stuff. Had nothing to do with the lawsuit between Youngblood and Bishop Jakes, but that's what people do when you start suing them. So I felt tonight that was starting to trickle out. Larry started talking about what he has said that is on the audios that he recorded. Now, Larry is saying, that the audio in question is not even the one that the courts he's being sued for in court. Thank you so much, Jacqueline, for starting our goal off tonight. Where do I sign up for the Karate Guy? I hate I even read that. Beat it. Yeah, and that's the thing about it. And it's starting to, things are, from what I heard tonight, things are being, leaked out. That, and again, it's not a criminal thing. It is not. Well, Justin over there is saying it wasn't anything. But again, that's why Larry says he records people, because people lie. People lie. Yeah, and I think that's where we're all at. I just really hate. Oh, I don't know. I have to answer that text. Yeah, I hate this for him, and I hate that. I just hate that he has to move around like this. Because I think he is such a pillar in the gospel in the church world, a pillar in the church itself. You know, I and then he had the one Singletary guy popped up too, and he was talking about he was doubling down. The thing about it, folks have conscious has doubled down. People some of the defendants have doubled down, so they're not scared. They're not moved. They're not anything. So I think what it is they're really focused on the content of the audios and not the way the audios were attained. And that's for the courts to subpoena and for discovery to figure out. Because Larry is saying, listen, the recording that I did, now we know that Larry said he has multiple recordings of Justin. I'm not sure if he has, I think he said he had a couple of them of Bishop. But, you know, I go back in my mind and I really listen to some of the lives that heard. And I don't know, it's a little contradictory. Welcome, our favorite uncle. Our favorite uncle has arrived, Mr. Timothy Blaine.
It's been a while. How you doing?
Uncle Tim, we're in a pickle, aren't we? We are in a pickle.
We're in a pickle.
Who calling you? It's too late for that.
Well, that might be the best time, baby.
Who Uncle Tim getting the booty call this late? Come on now, Uncle Tim. I'm not good for anyone involved. I don't think it is. I don't think it's a good look across the board. Thank you so much, Lady Scott, for helping us reach our goal. Let's keep the goals going. Yes, he is. So you did. First of all, Uncle Tim, did you see Williams and did you see Larry's tonight?
I saw Williams. You know, William talks slow. He's long-winded, and then Larry, he has so much advertisement and commercial that it was. I was an hour in, honey, before he didn't start talking yet. So I don't know if I got that much from there.
Mm-hmm.
What's confusing to me, I know you were here since the beginning of this thing.
Yeah.
I don't even understand what is alleged because everyone is so long-winded. I don't even know what is being alleged by this person.
What's being alleged at this point is Bishop being on a three-way phone call.
Right.
Justin being in Illinois. Larry being in Dubai. Mm-hmm. And Bishop being in New Jersey. So they illegally recorded him. So that is the basis of the lawsuit and the defamation, using the recordings, I guess, to defame his character. So that's the basis of it. But, you know, now when you pull this out, everything starts coming out of the woodwork.
Right, because I don't think that's the most interesting part of the story. The most interesting part of the story is this guy. What's his name?
Justin Edwards.
Justin Edwards.
Mm-hmm.
Is Justin Edwards saying that he had an ongoing relationship of a lover relationship with Bernard Jordan?
Well, no, he didn't say that. He said he had he was a contracted laborer.
Right.
He didn't say he had an ongoing. So both are denying a sexual relationship. Bishop and Justin. He even said it in the Christian Post that he was just a contract laborer. You ever had a contract laborer?
Right. What's all the big deal about that? If nobody's fucking, I mean, I thought that was the accusation. That was what's being put forward, was that there was he had been caught. This is what Larry Reid was going to expose and make the lady cry and all this kind of stuff.
Well, that is the secondary deal. The first deal is really the illegal recordings, but in that, using that what's in the recordings to make Pastor Deborah cry.
Right. So what's in the recordings?
Well, I haven't heard any recordings. Larry was kind of putting out today. Well, last night Bishop did say that they were doing that. There was a conversation about some karate moves, and they were horse playing at one time. Then that came up in conversation.
Right.
And then Larry says today another portion where they was on top of each other or something, and somebody said when we kissed.
Right.
So
well, we know Bernard don't have a problem kissing people. He kissed Larry Reid live online, honey.
Well, that's true. That is true. That is true. That is true.
So we're gonna just tap around this homosexual affair kind of thing, because that is what is implied, right?
Yeah.
Even though they're just talking about the phone call. I mean, who gives a damn? It's a phone call. That's something that they're going to work out between themselves. Mm-hmm. And perhaps he does have a lawsuit because it is, against the law to do that.
But now Larry's saying he wasn't in Dubai on that particular call that is in question. Justin wasn't in Illinois. He was in Texas, which makes everything okay, I guess, to record whoever you want to record. That's what's being said now.
And what about Jersey? Jersey says it's okay. No, Jersey says no.
Yes, I don't know. I was thinking that they're saying that Jersey is a two-party state. That's my thing, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. That's the deal. They have to have consent in Jersey. So I believe where Justin or where Larry was, they were both of those states, I believe, are one party, but the New Jersey is not. So they have to be told.
Right.
Yeah.
I wonder if the judge is going to be that interested in this story. If there's nothing in the phone call. In other words, if I call you and talk about how to make banana pudding, right? But I had somebody else on the line. It's not a very compelling story.
Right.
Right. It's got to be something there that has some value to it, some weight to it.
And really, it has to, in my opinion, it has to be like a criminal, something criminal that can be, maybe put in the court. But I think we've gone beyond that, Uncle Tim. I think it's a matter of character. It's a matter of living something that you're preaching. And I think that's what is getting people a little riled up here.
Right. Right. Well, do you buy your friends 32 suits? Did you give your friend 32 suits?
Absolutely not.
You buy him a car? Your friend.
You gotta go in context, though. I think when you're dealing with someone who has the means, Uncle Tim, and depending on what your relationship is with them, what proximity did you have to them? Are you working for them? Are you there? What are you doing? Because a lot of times you will buy certain things. You just will. And that's not Bishop Jordan alone. That happens across the board a lot. We just ain't hooked up with the right bishop, Uncle Tim.
Right. Okay. It's y'all story, honey. I'm just here. It's y'all story. I still say that there's something strange about this whole thing, because Larry seems to feel like he has the information, and I'm sure he does probably know, since they had a close relationship. They probably know each other's personal kind of thing.
Oh, I think they know each other's personal relationship very well, I'm sure.
Right. And Larry's already been exposed. Vincent exposed all of Larry's stuff. So he didn't have much to hold on there. But Larry's suggesting, or at least he was suggesting, he seems to be backpedaling now. He was suggesting that he knew an equal amount about Bernard Jordan.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, AT2 says, I feel if Edwards had something to say, whether it's true or not, then Edwards should have done it himself instead of getting everyone involved. But it does not excuse Larry in his role. The thing about it, I mean, there was and Larry even said Larry says that Justin had been calling him since March. And we know that it didn't kind of dissolve until around October, November. But that he had been calling Larry, knowing that Larry and Bishop were kind of on the outs.
Right.
you know. But he was calling Larry griping and complaining about Bishop. So Larry said, well, I'm going to start recording because pretty much he going to lie later when I try to confront him or something comes up, he going to lie. And according to what he's told Christian the Post, and according to what Larry is saying, I think there is a lie going on. Justin sat on my program and lied. So,
Okay. And
you know.
Justin, by saying, lied about what though?
Well, he said he didn't have no recordings of his voice will be found. He didn't know nothing about it. He didn't know nothing about any recordings.
Right.
And then the next day, William plays a distorted recording allegedly of him.
Okay. So is William being a mess in this thing or what?
Well, a lot of people are saying that William is, maybe he has an agenda. I don't know. Or he, because William had to bring up about his stuff being took yesterday. He brought it up again.
And he also brought up several pastors' names.
I couldn't believe he would bring up
all those names. He kept trying to interject and turn the conversation back to, well, what other names do you have? Right? That's his stick, is to expose people. I've always been irritated by that because I feel like people, no matter if they say they're gay or not, they're gay as hell. Right.
Yeah.
They're trying to so interested in exposing other gay people because they know that church is not going to allow them to function if they just come on out. They're not ready for it.
Right. And it affects the bottom line in churches. The church wants you to continue to live a hypocritical life. As long as they don't have to address you and your realness, you're cool. But the moment they have to address you, the pressure to address you, that's when all hell breaks loose.
Like in a lawsuit. Like in a lawsuit.
Right. And
all this discovery is going to have to come forward now.
And remember, I think what the issue is when we talk about discovery, I guess it's kind of discovery as to the tracing of the recordings, because everybody wants to hear what's in these audio tapes, but that's not the basis of the lawsuit.
Right. But at the same time, with all this technology we have now, we could be recording right now.
That's
you wouldn't know. All it is a click on a button, right?
Yeah.
So we have all this technology now. So
yeah,
it seems like it's got to be something, either something illegal, some tax stuff or something like that, or it's got to be something physical. It sounds like to me that there was a relationship. There was a homosexual relationship going on there. And I don't personally think there's anything wrong with that. I know bisexual people, right? Yeah. And they have agreements with their wives when they're in relationship. Many times the wife even knows that they are a bisexual person. So maybe it's been 10 years, but there have been instances since that's who that person is.
Take it so for granted that people, and this doesn't have anything to do with Bishop, but people take it for granted how people's marriages are.
Right.
They assume that, it's just me and you, two people across the board, but that may not be the assumption. I mean, the actual deal in their particular marriage. Now, on the caveat of that, when you bring into the spirituality of things, there's certain things biblically, if you're going by the Bible and the Bible thumpers,
right.
That's when your sexuality of what, even if you're married, may come into question.
Well, how many wives did Solomon have?
I heard he had a lot. Yeah.
He had a lot of wives, concubines. They had the Romans walking around everybody naked. They had naked boys all up in the palaces and all this kind of stuff. How is all that occurring?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, but the Bible, we pick out what we really want to focus on in the Bible.
Right.
We throw out what we don't want to focus on. If it fits us, yeah. If it don't, we don't want it to fit. If we want to use the Bible as a weapon, then that's what we do. So, it's just what it is.
It's very complicated. Right.
Yeah.
All right. I was trying to catch up on the story today. I have to go and listen to Larry. I think I had to skip ahead an hour and a half.
Yeah, I think he started. I can't remember because I happened to turn him on. I was taking a nap and I turned him on and he was still apologizing to his audience for this even becoming a thing before them. So
Right.
Yeah.
So are Larry and William McCray friends? I thought Larry and William McCray were
That's
friends.
been cut off. He
And,
blocked William. I think a couple weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, he blocked William. He said no
well,
more William.
Larry said no more William.
Yeah. He
Okay,
said
because
no more.
William goes back and forth.
Yeah.
If you
Well,
think,
the thing about William, we all know William. William is William. I didn't expect that the conversation to go any different than it went yesterday. I was a proponent of saying I don't think it should happen, but it happened, and I knew how it would roll. And the thing about it, if you love William, you love William. If you don't like him, you don't like him. But he's been doing his thing for years.
Right.
So there's no expectation of William drew that thing back to him. He drew that thing back to his issues that he had with it.
He gave the information on about I counted 7 pastors.
And then the pastors, and I think what he was trying to say, well, and then there was an issue with that, because he was trying to say that those pastors, Justin had a relationship with those pastors.
Exactly. We're right back to relationships, though.
That's what I'm saying. So if you say
the boy, he's a gigolo, he goes from one rich man. He said it out loud. He goes from one man to another man, and he starts giving all these names, all these guys that he's been with. Yeah. Correct. So why would we already know that is his MO, shall we say? Right. Why would it not be the MO with Jordan?
Yeah, so it's when he was talking about that, I was like, well, if you're going to say that, what you're saying is this is the same situation. If you're going to bring all these men up, you're trying to put Bishop in this situation with these men. What's up, 18-2?
Hello.
What's up, Uncle Tim?
How are you?
Now,
I'm doing good.
Be nice. Don't put yourself in no lawsuit now.
Right.
$10 million is a lot of money. $10 million is a lot of money, man.
I blame St. James because he's the one who read the lawsuit. Was like, 82, you in here?
I was looking for you.
You in here? No, I was not.
I was looking for you. You got away. You slipped away from it. That's a good thing.
Somebody getting real nervous about them payouts and things, child. They're getting real quiet. Maybe some certain person getting real quiet. They done made 30 videos about somebody else's lawsuit, and they'll be getting a whisper. On the advice of my attorneys. Like you got Johnny Cochran. A team.
18-2, what say you?
So a couple of things. I think yesterday's conversation did not do the bishop any justice. Mm-hmm. I think William is known for what he's known for. Like he's a character. And so I feel like if he was going to go on somebody's platform, it should have been like a more serious tone. And I'm not saying that William is not serious, but in this situation, it did not do him any favors. Like, I feel that William is going to get out of it what he's going to get out of it. He's trying to make an entertaining show. And, my thing was like, Bishop was wondering, okay, who listened to the call and stuff like that? But it's all like the man sitting right in front of your face. Like, William kind of knows everything that's really going on. And the way that he's playing both sides or even obtuse, like he doesn't know anything, it just all looks so suspicious to me. And I'm all like, yeah, this wasn't the best move at all.
Right. It seemed to me that they were trying to really then backtrack and say there wasn't a listening party at the Cheesecake Factory. But William was like, yes, there was.
Well, I heard that muffled sound stuff. That was nothing.
No. They didn't get it muffled, Uncle Tim. They said they got it clear. It was
Who heard it? Who heard it?
Well, the people that were at the Cheesecake Factory, William and Larry and the other blogger, they were there. And I guess Shamarko maybe, I believe.
Yeah, I think there's some confusion around it because like because what it was is that they were like, oh, William just heard the distorted voice note or whatever. But that was what I understand is that they heard a distorted voice note at the Cheesecake Factory. And then William and Larry went to the Maybach or whatever. I don't know if it was a Maybach or a Bentley, but an expensive car that Larry got. And then he listened to the call. Yeah, in the car.
I don't know the timeline or exactly how that went, but I know that William has said he has heard the clear audio. And I think he said 45 minutes.
So it must have some sexy talk then. I don't think you got no case if there's nothing salacious about the video. I don't see anything here. I think
the thing about it, I think we need to focus on is what the lawsuit's about. It's about illegal recordings.
Right. But I can say right now, I can push this one button on my thing here, and I could be recording you guys.
Yeah.
That's how common it is to record people. You want to record them. It's not an unusual thing at all. There might be an old law before we had all this technology and so forth. Right? And what are you exposing about me that's going to make my wife cry?
But you have to remember, you can record, but what's your motive behind recording me? What are you trying to get me to say? Because what is being kind of alleged in there is like there was some talking points in the conversation to lead into some stuff that may not look good for Bishop Jordan.
Right.
So that's what the main thing. And when you're talking about anything of a sexual nature that is not with your spouse, and you are a minister of the gospel, a bishop of the gospel in the Lord's church, then that's when your character can come up to question. And people, like I said, people are very hypocritical in the church. Long enough, you don't tell me, I'll let it slide.
Right. Well, hopefully there'll come a day when we start fighting back against all this sex stuff. You're supposed to be in church talking about God. I don't give a shit about you and your who's sucking who and who sucks toes. All that
and the thing about it, they gonna keep sucking in the church.
Yeah, they all sucking. Everybody sucking. Now, shit.
Lord.
It's the human condition.
Ain't nobody stop sucking and licking and and laughing, as they say. Yeah.
And even when the women want to have a monogamous relationship, we don't know what's going on with their husbands. Their husbands don't even go to church.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They've had experiences and so forth. So it's almost like saying anything that has anything to do with two men or homosexuality or anything like that, child, we have to be villainized like we're still the devil.
Yeah, I hate
like
that.
That's the worst thing in the world that can happen. What do you do when you're a bisexual? What do? You spend the rest of your life longing after men and never touch one?
Yeah. And
I kind of feel that
people don't feel that the bisexual thing is a real thing. They just feel, if you would have met, you're gay. Cut, dry, and that's it. And that's kind of old school, But now we have non-binary, we have fluid, we have pan, we have everything now.
It's a double standard, because women can experiment, but men can't experiment. That's what we'll call it. We'll call it experiment.
Right.
And you can't have any relationship but it's so funny. I read an article not too long ago. They're saying how men have even more intimate relationships more with their male friend, more than they even have with their wife or their girlfriend. That's more intimate. I wish I'm gonna find that article and post it.
I think I've seen something about that.
Yeah, because they're saying that you can be more open and vulnerable with your guy friend than you can be with your wife. So the men have more of a more intimate relationship, and nobody has really focused in on it, but it's there.
Right. Romance.
Yeah.
Bromance.
They call it a bromance, but it's really a really intimate relationship. You talk about things, you lie to be around them. It's interesting. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, there was even a TikTok that went viral about this guy saying, like, do you actually like women? He was asking men if you actually like women, and people were like confused by the question, But what he was saying was like, yeah, you can be with a woman, but do you actually like her? Like, do you want to be around her? And like, it was a deep conversation. So I remember seeing that. And then I remember seeing the article that you're talking about too, St. James. So yeah,
they're saying that you want the intimacy from your friend, but you want the sex from the female.
Yeah.
And a lot of bisexual men, they have relationship with their wife. They love their wife, the family, the whole thing. But as far as pure as sex, that's when they go sneaking and creeping.
Yeah.
Right. But they don't see that as the same way. I was in a relationship like that. Right. Where the guy, he was bisexual, but he was only bisexual because he was on drugs, basically. No. We became tight friends that we did fall in love with each other. But at his core, he was still a heterosexual man. I lose the train of thought there. He was still when we broke up, he immediately went, when we both stopped doing drugs, he immediately went back to women. Right. But he was a guy, he was a man's man. So he had a lot of male friends. You know?
And a lot of that has to do with the way society is going to receive you anyway. I mean, yeah, you're off of drugs, but I mean, if I guarantee you, even sober, as Larry would say, you want a little peen every now and then.
Yes, Lord.
So do you think that he only loved you, Uncle Tim, because of the drugs?
That's how we met. That was the basis of our relationship, like a business type relationship. And then we started liking each other so much that, yeah, I still long for him as a friend. He's just like my best friend. But yeah, I don't think bisexuals I would much rather have a relationship with a gay person who is totally into me as opposed to a bisexual man, because he's going to always have that other longing as well.
But I think there's two different conversations, because we're assuming bisexual versus like the DL, because like this situation seems more like a DL situation that they're trying to prop this as, more than like, oh, this is, well, I mean, essentially, yeah, if you mess with men and women, you are bisexual.
That's the way it's been presented. You're right. That's the way it's been presented.
So it's like
DL is bisexual. I mean, what's the difference?
Yeah, that's what I mean. But the way, because basically, if you're bisexual, you're coming on saying, okay, I'm bisexual, and like you're open about it, right? Versus the DL situation, this is like you're moving,
and they suck it every day.
Like that's why I'm all like, this conversation is kind of like, well, this subject that's going on right now, it's more about like a DL situation, and that's why I said, like, if you guys are both supposed to be like discreet, why would you try to out the other person? Like, because like, was there any crimes committed during this call, or this was mostly like, oh, I just want to, this is like some gossip, some juicy tea.
Yeah, and Larry even said, when the audio gate came out, he even said there was no crime committed. There was no crime recorded. There was no crime committed. So at that point, I was like, well, okay, we're good. But then they start talking about the content of the audios.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a crime, but it was a spiritual crime.
Yeah.
To leave it to some other people, it was a spiritual crime.
Right.
So
I don't know. All I want to know is that, see, if that guy had relationships with all these 7 men that William McRae outed, if he had those kind of relationships with it seemed like somebody would know something.
Now, let me tell you this. I'm going to be honest with you. I've heard that even before William even mentioned it or talked about it. Justin Edwards is known, and there's always been some chatter about him with high profile pastors. I can't tell you if it's true. All I can tell you is that has been a thing. So there was one pastor I didn't know. See, I didn't even know about one of the particular ones that I kind of know, not well, but he used to come preach in Fresno all the time. But my eye was always a little open with that one anyway. But
radar.
Yeah, it was a little open.
Right. So it's a sad state of affairs, though, that we have to do that. Why? If a person can preach, if a person can teach, a person is educated, a person has a passion for the Christ,
Get
a
out of
passion
the
for the
bed.
Bible.
Yeah.
I mean, why can't they just be who they are? I mean, why are we even discussing their sex life?
Yeah.
I think it's a huge problem with the church, and we have to grow up. People have to grow up with this. I don't know, this nitpicking kind of shit they done made. Like those 5 lines in the Bible are the most important thing in the whole Bible.
Yeah.
That is repeated more than anything else in the whole book. It books like 2,000 to 3,000 pages.
Yeah.
And they come up and do the same damn thing.
Well, Blessed Anita says, I was going to hit the panel, but in bed, let me be clear. I'm sick of the church sector focusing on one biblical sin, homosexuality, when fornication, lying, stealing, gossip is all in the same, same in God's eyes. Yeah, you're right. But see,
one sin no better. One sin no better than the other.
Lying ain't salacious. You know, it ain't really, juicy.
Yes, it is. What you're lying about.
But when you talk about some sex and who's sleeping with who, all
Oh,
of a sudden confused.
Well, because those people thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago had that emphasis. I mean, they're the people who wrote the book, the stuff down.
Yeah.
You say, oh, God told them that. You don't, what do you, when you have conversations with God too? You don't know who told them that. But that's what the unction that they had.
Yeah.
Thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Like nothing has changed at all. Right?
Yeah.
Well, things do change. It's constantly changing, honey. Cars change, radios change, everything changes. Computers change, and people change. They just do.
And I love that
because we have more information.
People change, Uncle Tim and AT2. Everything about you has the capacity of changing, from our looks to our weight. Of course, our age changes, and even your sexuality can change.
Correct.
And I think people want to act like that is not a thing, but people just don't slip in. Things change. Now, sometimes it's for the better and sometimes it's for the worse, but let's not be foolish to think that, people don't change and we shouldn't give room for that. And if it's not illegal, if it's not something that is against the law, but I think what people get hung up on is the Bible, the church.
Right. It's idolatry. It's idolatry, honey.
Yeah.
It's time to take an inanimate object and say, this is God. And what you should be doing is tithing to the Catholics, because they're the ones that created your God for you. They gave, this is God. That's not God. That's about what God's writing poetry. God's writing book of songs. There's many. I mean, you can go a few hundred years there. God don't say nothing.
Yeah,
it's just people's stories.
I always, and I didn't do it from the growing up, but I have such an understanding that it's inspired by God. The God inspires me to say things. God inspires me to write. He's inspired me to write songs. There's a lot of inspiration that God gives, but we cannot just say everything that comes to our mind and we say it's from God. It's to be said. So I leave room. The Bible is a great tool of living your life and living a better life, but you better put it in the proper place.
Right. And read that book I gave you.
Come on now, you better
Love and Gospel Music. Love and Gospel Music.
And they can get that on Amazon, right, Uncle Tim?
Yes, Love and Gospel Music or Meth Monster. Hey, ding dong. Put it down.
Demetrius says, why are they saying William is playing both sides? The defendant started throwing darts at William first. Am I right? Well, I mean, William kind of tells off on himself, and I've told him this, and he has acknowledged it too. I said, William, everybody can be in a good spot, and as soon as something happens, you say, they stole my website. He goes right to it. And I said, William, and that shows us that you ain't never been all right.
Right. You want to get in.
Well,
Well, he just switches up. He's been your best friend. He's been Larry's best friend. He's been Jordan's best friend, right? And I think that if Larry sent him $100 tonight, he'd be his best friend for the next day. It's whoever the last one he talked to.
What I heard,
do something. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What I heard was that William was originally with Bishop Jordan first, and then Larry came into the picture, and then that's when. So, like, I feel like William is just back at home where he always wanted to be, and so he's with Jordan. Like, yeah, he might have entertained Larry, but he always wanted to be back with Jordan. Like, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, because Jordan got more money. When Larry starts moving out of mansions and giving up Rolls Royces and things, he said, "Oh, he ain't got no money." Right?
Larry said William is the extortionist. That's what Larry.
They were all calling him an extortionist. Now, wasn't he drugged through the courts as well? I think William McCray went through. I know I heard him begging his lawyer.
He's had a couple of lawsuits.
They set him up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. But
I bet you it's going to come out though that they were. It is implied that they're having a relationship.
Well,
you know, and it depends on how you define what is a relationship, though. You know,
this is what people were saying in the beginning of all this. In my Patreon, a lot of people said it. We had conversations, and people that sent me emails saying, "No one's going to come out of here looking like the golden goose."
Yeah, they should have left it alone.
Yeah,
because the story would have been dead by now. We went on to something else. They're gonna stretch it out, and then they're gonna start talking and talking.
We say that, but we don't know that because it was so much being said. I don't know if it would have, maybe eventually, but it would seem like every time we got a new video, it was a little bit more. Just like when Conscious had all those people from his old church, they kept coming, and the Singletary and that couple came. We don't know who else was on the docket to come. So I don't know how far it would have went.
Yet we're talking about it right now in this moment because Jordan showed up with William McCray. Every time they do one of these numbers, we talk about it some more. It's another couple of weeks.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah,
so you think he's going to get 10? You think anybody going to get 10 million?
No. St. James, the bishop said he owes you an interview, and we're all here for you to do it. Well, the thing about it, when Bishop comes on the program, I'm not interested in rehashing what was already rehashed on William's program.
Right.
I am not interested in that. I am not interested even talking about the lawsuit. He will be back on here because I believe Bishop has a lot of wisdom that we can all use. But if y'all are wanting a salacious, drag-out interview, y'all might be disappointed. That may be your early night to go to sleep.
Yeah, and we don't expect you to do that either. Like, that's not the kind of person you are.
You can have a show that would say, well, let's not talk about that.
Yeah. Right. Because I brought Bishop over here. When we had that initial deal when he came on and, initially, and it was because of, when Manasseh sent me that DM and I read it, and it kind of opened up the floodgates of all of this. And he came on and we talked about all of this. Of course, Audio Gate hadn't been in there, but Lord knows I don't want to talk about the White House no more. I don't want to talk about everybody going to Ghana and getting a revelation. I don't care nothing about that.
Don't want to rehash
$3 million given.
Right.
I don't care. I can't hear that no more. I think we need to hear something. We there's wars and rumors of wars right now, and there's other things that we can actually be talking about than strictly with that. And I'm on tonight because I said, listen, we've initially after the lawsuit dropped, we done heard from Bishop Jordan now, and we done heard from Larry now. Where are we standing preliminary wise? Where do we stand? That's what tonight said. But I don't want to do this every time. If they come up with another, if Bishop comes out, we're not talking about that on here like that. Now, I'm not going to be no fool. Now, if somebody comes on, I'll say, how are you holding up? But it's not an in-depth thing I think we need to get into.
Right. Well, we will. It's content, honey.
Yeah. But other people will. Yeah.
There's
And
something
I
to talk about.
know AT2 gonna be over there talking about somebody was kung fu fighting.
You know what? Maybe Bishop will do an interview with AT2. You never know. You never know.
You never know.
Yo, listen, I know people gonna be like, AT2, you gonna. No, I know how to behave, you guys. I'm a professional person. Like, I grew up privileged. So, I do know how to act. Come on, man.
We're in California. We know how to.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, like, I think there's something to be said about Jordan, because I want to bring it back to God, because I want to know who advises Jordan as far as like what his next moves and what he should do, because I don't feel like he's being advised by God. Like, I think that he needs to step back into his spirituality when it comes to that.
Why?
Right.
Echo with you.
And if he's got a serious, if he's a prophet, then he wants to be taken seriously.
Yeah,
mixing down here with these ants down here, the sector, the church sector, and all this stuff. That's a bad move. Well, all they're gonna do is tear his name down.
That has always been my concern since all this has happened, and it's a concern that I have spoken to them about. We see you at a certain level, a certain prestige level of who you are and how long you've been in ministry. So I don't expect you to come down to a certain level to start answering and start fighting and start. So your question, AT2, is valid. It's like, I know you're a prophet. I know you're a man of God. Where are we doing this because to vindicate the family? Where are we getting this direction from? But the lawsuit could go in his favor, and it kind of settles things. I think as the TD Jakes lawsuit, there's other pastors who are behind the ones that sue us. Because of what we have, it's been some, damaging things that bloggers have said that have damaged ministries, and there's some that's not so damaging. So there are people in the background saying, "Go, Bishop Jordan, go." There are. Right.
People have been burned before.
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys, I've already taken my trazodone for the evening.
He's away from the safety too.
I have my eyes dilated today too, honey.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So it's good to talk to y'all.
Okay, I'm gonna drop it down so he'll be able to hear when you drop. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for coming up, Uncle Tim.
All right. Later.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
All right. That thing goes crazy. Yeah. So who knows where he might do it? But my opinion, I think he needs to keep the interviews to none. And no offense, but I think he ought to keep the interviews to. Yeah, he will never. AT2, you go to the casinos. He will never. Oh, he's old gambling man. What's
wrong with the casino?
That's right. I was in Vegas a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I do feel like with Jordan, I hope that he does figure out like what his next step is going to be. And I want him to talk to an outsider, not me. I'm not saying me, but I mean like in his personal life, talk to like an outsider so he really can get a different perspective and a little guidance regarding this. Because I think, let's be honest, when you first come on this ninja net, it does kind of throw you for a loop. Like this is relatively new for a lot of people. I know when I started in 2020, like I didn't understand any of this. And I think Jordan hopped in thinking that, they're going to respect me when I come in here. Because again, when you're at the church, you respect your pastor.
Not these vultures.
Here, this is the ninja net. It's not the same. So that respect that he wants, you are not going to get that. You have to earn that. You are like somebody, you are a distant stranger to us. We don't know you. We don't care that you did this, that, and that, and this. to us, like, if you ain't got 1 million subscribers, you a nobody. Like, and I'm just saying, this is what people think, right? And so he has to reintroduce himself to us. And so I think the respect that he thought he was going to get, you were not going to get. Like, this is not the place to come to, unfortunately.
And another spin to this lawsuit, I think that people think that you can just play those things in court, those audios in court, and that's going to be it. But that's not even the focus, though.
Right.
So I think people are really forgetting it's just like the $6 million with Jakes. The focus was the $6 million. They was bringing in everything, all this other stuff, But no, the miss kiss and the hug and all this other stuff. But it's like, no, the focus was the $6 million money grab in the beginning.
Right. And that's the thing. Like, it was the whole extortion thing. Like, that's why Jakes was fighting. Like, he had to fight because these people were sending him a demand letter. And like, so when you back somebody in the corner, it's either fight or flight. So he chose to fight, and Jakes was in the right for doing what he did. Just like with the situation with Bishop, I believe that he felt like he was backed into a corner and he had to fight.
Yeah.
Whether you agree with her or not, he felt he had to fight.
Thank you so much, Jessica, for helping us towards our goal. Make sure you guys hit the go button on top and help us reach our goal on tonight. The one thing that Bishop Jakes, I think, solidified was, let's just go ahead and leave Jakes alone because he's going to sue.
Yeah. I think people have been talking about Jakes for so long and saying whatever they wanted to say. He was like, nah, we're shutting that down today.
Yeah, he dropped the lawsuit, but let's let Jakes go on about his business. Larry talking about, they all coming. They coming from the north, the east, south, and the west. You remember Larry said, they getting them. They coming. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah. So lawsuits do have a way of getting people off of your back. Listen, in this lawsuit, there are going to be people, like I said, that double down. Singletary was double downing today. Larry was pretty much double downing today by even revealing some things that he said were on the audio. I mean, that's pretty much doubling down. Pretty much like, catch me if you can. I got receipts of I was in Georgia. I wasn't in Dubai. And I don't know. Yeah.
Secretly recording someone without their knowledge is not okay. They can throw whatever legal jargon they want to on it. It doesn't matter if it was legal or illegal. Trying to invade someone's privacy is not okay at all. Like, we can all agree on that. Recording somebody without their knowledge is not okay. Now, whether or not it's legal or not, that's for the courts to find out. That's how I feel.
Yeah. And then the other part with that is that, like I said, the intention on it. What did you do afterward? I want to, we can't forget the emails that Larry sent out with the distorted, he says it was the distorted of his audio. And when you start, and he said, tonight he said, I'm just sending those out because these people do a little bit of what I do, pretty much, he said. So I was just giving them some content.
Yeah, I'm so integral. I'm the only integral man. Oh my God! Whenever I hear that shit, like, get your ass up out of here.
So my thing is no, and it was like I sent it to them because I wanted them to know that someone else knows what I know about Bishop Jordan. Do you ever want a friend like that, AT2?
Absolutely not. Absolutely. And we can't even say a friend because he sent it to a foe. He sent it to Mad Church of these. So I'm all you set him up. Like, that makes me so mad. And again,
you know what? And I've said that earlier. That's what I don't like about it. I don't care who's involved. If they didn't ask to be involved, if they didn't say I'm gonna go live, get me some information. If they didn't ask for it, don't send it to them. And then get on the platform and say, I sent it to St. James. I sent it to 82. I said, you start putting people out this.
On everybody.
I'm like, these people ain't got a chance not to be in this lawsuit. They don't have a chance because he pointed them out.
Yeah. You know, it's so funny because somebody had came on my platform and they were all like, well, AT2, did you get it? And I was all like, no. But before I said no, I was going to make like a little joke and I was going to be like, oh, wouldn't you like to know? I'm glad I didn't make that joke. I just said no because no is the truth, you know? And so, you know, when people accusing people of getting audio and this and that, it's all like, you can't just go around accusing people if they did not get the audio, you know, like that's the crazy part. Like
I ain't got nothing, okay? I ain't got nothing.
Listen,
I don't even get to say, well, you coached the Jordans, okay, but I did not ask for no recording. Now I talked about, I asked what was on the recording. I did ask what was on the recordings, and we had a conversation that because I still want to be able to present to people, you know, and be okay with how I feel about Bishop. And I'm okay with how I feel about Bishop because he was very forthright with me. You know, I was like, well, what's on here? So it's not, I'm not using Bishop for anything. I think Bishop is a great enhancement and he's good for the body of Christ. This situation is just, you know, unfortunate. Get Covered in 2026 says, note, the incident with E. Dewey Smith, T.D. Jakes, and now Bernard Jordan demonstrates patterns of distortion and extortion. These patterns give the feds just cause. Ooh, that's a deep statement. That's a deep statement. Yeah.
But so, you know, I'm glad that you did have a conversation with him just for your own personal, you know, knowledge of like, okay, well, what's really going on? Because like, again, you don't want to be out here just looking crazy. And like, also too, it's all like, okay, well, I'm going to come to the source. Why am I going to go here and there and, you know, speculate? Let me just go straight to the source. And I like that about you. I respect that.
Yeah, because I want to make sure that I'm cool with, you know, presenting people on the platform. I don't really care who you are. And I didn't bring Bishop over here to make me rich.
Right. You already have money.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. But what I'm saying is I didn't bring Bishop over here to make me rich and to get money out of him and get money out of the Jordans. My agenda isn't that. My agenda with Bishop Jordan was to say, hey, I like how he was able to mentor Larry and bring him from this level to that level. And not just money, but the all-around encompassed model that it's just not coming overnight. There is a thing of work that you have to do, but there's a way to do it. Now, somebody who's been on television, AT2, and have been in ministry for over 40 years, I may listen to them.
Right.
I might listen to them to say, okay, what can I do to build my platform a little bit better? And that's why I was open to saying, hey, I'll go to the collaboration. Hey, I'll go to Orlando. Yeah, I think we can all, but everybody didn't have that intention. So they didn't get out of it what I got out of it.
Right. And it seemed like you seen it for what it was worth. It wasn't like you were trying to, you know, get anything out of it except like the knowledge of what you guys went there for. There was no ulterior motives. That's what I was trying to get to, you know?
Yeah. And let me tell you, there is always, and people don't like, and some people demonize that I say transaction, but every situation that you're in is transactional. You know, when you get with your partner or whatever, there's a transaction there. And people say, well, you know, even when the wife says, oh, you know what, if you give me these shoes, baby, I'll make it worth your while later on the night. That's a transaction.
Right.
That's a transaction. So there's nothing that is, no one goes into things blind. No one should go into anything not expecting something. When you don't have any expectations, you're liable to fail.
True.
You know, I go into things with expectation. So, and that's on both sides. I'm expected to do something, and I expected for the other person or individual to do something. So Orlando was a great thing. I wish that it didn't get, a lot of stuff didn't happen, afterwards. But
Yeah.
and those things happen for a reason, because sometimes Donald Lawrence wrote a song. God will show you your enemies and he'll show you your friends too. So sometimes things have to be be set in front of us so we know how to roll. So we don't have any expectations of that person. Know who they are, know how they operate. So when they fail you, you're not disappointed.
Right.
Yeah.
You said a word right there. You're right about that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't, but again, you have to know, make sure your transactions or your relationships or your acquaintanceships or your YouTube ships. We have YouTube ships. I don't expect you, you don't know me. You know me from right here. That's what you know.
Right.
But I mean, there's a certain level of respect that we can show each other that can help each other. I hope people run over to AT2. Listen to his foolishness that he be over there kung fu fighting and carrying on, cussing people out. There's a place in the kingdom for everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
But as a former lawmaker, the judge will likely not be overly concerned with the specific content of the audio itself. The judge will instruct the jury to focus on the central issue and that's the thing about it. They can say what they want and overruled, stricken, Your Honor, I object. All that can be stricken. Jury, ignore that. Blah 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 blah. And then they get jury instructions. And after all those kung fu fighting and kissing and all the things that you say, it's for naught. The jury goes back and focuses on the recordings.
Right.
After all is said and done.
Because we may never hear the recordings ever. And I mean, like through the court, we may never hear it because, again, it's not about the recording technically. It's about it's not about the recordings. It's about the recording. It's not about the recordings. It's about the recording.
Yeah.
So, that's what it's really about. So I think, I understood what Bishop was saying yesterday when he was all like, pay attention. Basically, look at the crime and not the salacious. Like with Diddy, everybody was worried about the freak offs and not the actual crimes being committed. And I think that's why there was a lot of confusion and misinformation going on. And so when you focus on the crime, it's all like, okay, I see the crime now, So a lot of distractions, but pay attention to the actual crime or what's being accused of. Let me not say crime. What's being accused?
Because there's no crime. Well, there's no crime at this point, and they were talking about going to a RICO and stuff. Still, this is not that. This is a civil lawsuit. This is, if the DA later maybe wants to pick something up, I guess that's their prerogative. But right now, we are focused just on the civil of it all. Don't forget
the allegations. That's the word I was looking for. I'm sorry. Allegations, not crime.
Allegations.
Yeah. But St. James, thank you for having me on here. I appreciate it so much. I think this is my first time coming up on your stream.
I think it is. So make sure
you didn't act too much of a fool because I can get people in trouble. I'm trying to get on my best behavior.
I think you stayed off of the John list tonight. I think. Thanks for coming up, AT2. Make sure you guys go support AT2. He has really good content over there, y'all. Y'all go support him.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you, everybody. Deuces.
Thank you, AT2, for coming up. Yeah, so let me read some of your comments that I missed. I got that one. I think the plan, let's see, Uncle Paul says, I think the plan to get the recording kicked out so we won't hear them. Well, that probably is something that will be brought up. The link is available, everybody, if you would like to come up and give your opinion on if you heard the Williams platform last night and also Larry Reid's platform. You can click the link and give me your opinion. Just be respectful. All right. Opinions are just what they are. Opinions. Let's see here. What always kiss on his head. And the thing about it, we have to, that part right there, we have to continue to remember how affectionate Bishop Jordan is. And I'm not giving him a pass on anything. I'm not trying to cover up anything. I just know from what we've seen and what we know, what I've seen in person, I've seen Bishop in person multiple times. I see how he interacts with people. He's a loving individual. He likes to hug, greet his brethren with the holy kiss, and all that other stuff. So when you're kind of free spirited like that, and you're not really bound up, and you like to show people that you care, there is an aspect that can be taken for granted or missed or not comprehended the way that we would want it to be comprehended. When a person is a public figure, the legal standard is higher. It must be proven that the actions were personally motivated and malicious rather than simply related to a business or public matters. And I think that's another portion of it too, y'all. We have to remember. They're saying this was an orchestrated event to record the calls, get him to say certain things, get him to pretty much incriminate himself morally, according to what he believes or what the church believes. And then we can have this in our back pocket and we can talk about it. Now, bloggers have come out and talked about what they say was on the audios. So if there was something that was coerced or something that he was led into saying, and then you got to remember, there has been multiple recordings. Why do you? Justin Edwards came on my show and said Bishop was the best. Bishop helped him and his family and his church out. Never even gave us the inkling. And then when I said, well, are you guys good now? He says, well, I'm good. So he is very evasive towards certain things. But when I asked him about audios, he was, adamant about, if there is, I'm not on it, or I don't know anything about it. And it's like, so you didn't, okay, so the Blake guy in Texas didn't send you information that there was an audio? Because if he sent it to Larry, why didn't he send it to you? That was my thing. If he your best buddy and he sent the audios to Larry that he recorded, why didn't he tell you that he recorded it? So, and then tell the Christian Post something totally different than what he said on my program. Now we hear about him being a contracted laborer, DeBuscher. So that was something new, I think Bishop has made peace with his family regarding the recording content. Yep, Larry assumed that Bishop would not take the risk of exposure. Now it all will come out. Yeah. And you know what? Especially, the thing about it, everybody, I think it's a very important thing to never think you're going to link up with somebody that's going to be on your side. Link ups don't always work in your favor. My opinion, when you go to Larry Reid, knowing that the history of Larry Reid is blogging, is exposure at times, when you know where you're going, you can't blame Larry Reid. You hear what I'm saying, Jesse?
Sure enough.
You can't blame Larry Reid. You chose to go over there. He already told us some time ago he records conversations. You knew that he may be recording, even if you play dumb now. You knew that he may, because he's told us all of this. So we can't sit there and blame Larry Reid for your stupidity of running to him. Now you want to backtrack, now just one, oh, no, I'm just a contract laborer. Well, according to what now Larry Reid is saying that he got, that wasn't the conversation. So you need to watch who you're going to. What's your opinion, Jesse?
I totally agree. And that's what I came up here for, is how many people get on YouTube and they show that they lack the knowledge when it comes down to law. Yeah.
And I'm not going to profess that I know it because I didn't study law. I was music and mass communications.
But yeah, I mean, I don't either. Like, I don't either. But, how many times have we seen different scenarios where it's like, well, I'm taking business law actually when I think
Okay.
about it, but
Okay.
it's even in that class it was getting confusing. I was like, it because it's certain procedures and things of that nature. um Certain procedures, they don't make sense to us common folk because
Yeah.
of the technical language. And when you get to the courtroom, they're not going to take these little penny ante excuses, this little street law
Yeah.
that y'all been coming up with
Right.
on the internet. They're not accepting that. I was explaining like the whole guise of negligence
Mm-hmm.
in Cruz's chat earlier this morning. She did a really good live.
Okay.
I was explaining like how negligence, things that we would think like that just don't make sense. Like, for example, like 9/11. When 9/11 happened, a lot of people don't know the airlines were found negligent um because of security risks.
Okay.
Even though the majority of the negligence came from, the people in Al Qaeda, or, the perpetrators,
Right.
themselves,
Right.
but legally, the airlines were still found somewhat negligent and they had to pay out, even though,
Mm.
to us, it's like, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. And it's, what I was,
It doesn't seem morally right.
it doesn't seem
Yeah.
morally or logically right to
Yeah.
us
Yeah. Yeah.
everyday folk, right? And I was explaining that to Cruiser without trying to write a whole paragraph. Like, negligence is a weird thing. And, Bishop Jordan, I guess last night had said on Williams' platform,
There's Cruiser,
about
y'all. Y'all go to Cruiser's channel. Go ahead.
yes,
I'm
hey,
sorry.
boo. But anyway, so what I was gonna say. Okay, but Bishop Jordan has said something about YouTube and stuff like that. He could easily, I mean, Google and YouTube get sued daily, probably multiple lawsuits a day from people. He
Yeah.
could easily go sue. You don't know if it's going to get settled out of court or if he's
Right.
going to
Right. Right.
push
Right.
it. You never know what would happen when it comes down to this. So, I mean, at the end of the day, mind the business that pay yours.
Right. Right.
Quit going back up here trying to do all these phone calls and
Mm-hmm.
wiretapping.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Real quick, I read this. You're all taking this far away from what the court case is actually about, and that's what is confusing everyone. Jordan's case is not about. No, 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 no. I want it to be clear. We know it's not about sexuality. I am totally 100% aware of that. But what's being disseminated and trying to get us off of our game is just like the $6 million deal, like I said earlier. $6 million heist over there with Youngblood. I mean, we know that this is not the case, but people want to bring that out to possibly get Bishop Jordan to drop it. If you keep leaking out this and leaking out that of the audio, then maybe you'll be so embarrassed that he will just stop and drop the case. But that's not what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what it's about.
Um, so let me ask you this. I know you kind of talked on it
Mhm.
earlier.
Coming to you,
Um,
Sean. Go ahead.
what was your what do you think the gumption what was the reasoning behind Bishop coming out yesterday to do that 3 hour long live with William McCrae?
I don't know, but I had a couple of theories. I had a theory of, well, maybe if he came out and then some of the defendants who haven't been served, maybe they will make videos talking about it, and that pretty much confirms that you know about the lawsuit. You're just kind of running from it.
Mm-hmm.
That could be possibly an angle.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I haven't talked about him. I know when I talked, he said his attorney had given him the okay to talk, and I said, okay, okay, okay. And I just kind of left it alone.
Mm-hmm.
But what's your theory?
I did me a little lunch hour live because you try to get it in when you can.
Right.
My theory behind Bishop Jordan doing that live, I mean doing the live last night, is that he was emotionally a wreck,
Mm,
and just to be just blunt, spiritually a wreck right now. You can see it all over his disposition, all over
mhm,
his face.
mhm, mhm.
And he, went to someone that he trusted, and the person that he trusted to me had ulterior motives.
Well, do you think Bishop trusted, or he just knew what platform to go on to get it out? Are we really going to say he trusted?
That's what I'm gonna reiterate.
Okay.
He was spiritually and mentally a mess to
Okay.
me.
Okay.
So his demeanor was down. I'm gonna go. I won't even say trust. Let's say familiar.
Okay.
Let me go to a familiar acquaintance and a familiar friend
Mm-hmm.
and hash this out. And I feel like, I won't say backfired, but it didn't necessarily get the job done. It was not effective at all.
Well, that's
No.
what a lot of people said, and I got some emails and DMs that said it just wasn't effective. That's their opinion. They said it wasn't effective. It didn't make him look any better. The conversations kept having to be steered back to the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
And again, in my opinion, bringing up other names, even like I said, I've heard the accusations of Justin and the other. I've heard that. People get in the chat all the time when we talk about. Did you hear about the Daniels? Oh yeah. I know about all that, but that's not the focus right now. The focus is
Yeah.
on the illegal recordings. What's up, Sean? What say you? You said you had a question.
Y'all kind of answered it while I was clicking the
Okay.
live. I was like, well, dang. But the thing about the bigger picture is the illegal
Right.
recordings.
Yeah.
Like, even when he was talking last night, we know both of them are long and slow. So that's not but even when they were saying specific things, people still want to hear about the sex stuff.
Right. The audio. What's in them? What's in them? What's in them? And
Yeah, it's nothing. But then when you look at the Christian Post of what Justin and Larry said now, that there was no sexual nothing, never, ever, 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 ever. So now it's like, okay, they're saying it now, he's saying it now, but y'all still saying they lying. Like,
right. Right.
just
Well,
because
again,
the person I hang with.
when you run to someone thinking you're going to get at another person, it always has a way of backfiring, because now, Justin, if you want to bring all that up, now that you let Larry record and you told him your woe is me story, now he has ammunition. Now you got to answer some questions to your family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Illegal
I didn't.
recordings are inadmissible in court. That's what Teddy says. Yeah. Larry just explained that the recordings weren't illegal. He has receipts. Well, I mean, and that's the thing about it, because he is saying that one of the recordings he's saying that a recording that the courts, that is the complaint, is not even the recording that he recorded in Dubai. He's saying that was recorded in Georgia. It's a different recording, and he has receipts of it. So guess what? The courts will make that. The courts will make that determination.
But that's a question I have. If
Mhm.
if he's saying that he records everything, and we know that he's always, well, not always, but
Mhm.
he goes to different states, would that incriminate more because you're admitting to other recordings?
I thought about that too, but again, well, he said the other recordings he had was with, I guess, with just him and Justin talking. He was talking to Justin, like from March. He's been recording Justin. Poor
That's
Justin. Ain't
crazy.
that wild? You think
That's
I don't, but Larry has said he records. I told everybody,
He
if
said
you
he
talk
records
to
everything.
Larry, you will be. I said that months ago.
He did say that.
A quick question: based on the laws from each person's state, what makes the recordings illegal? From what we're seeing, what the understanding is that New Jersey, where Bishop was, is a two-party state. You have to let them know that you're recording. If not, it's illegal. So that's what it is. If that many, you're not. Okay, now listen. Now, Samuel, I've been letting you kind of roll through here, but don't get disrespectful now. We're not over here trying to be, and we're not saying we're scholars. Okay, so bring that down. Turn on your live and go forth. I understand your statement, but don't get in here being disrespectful now. Talking about who's a scholar and who's not. We may not be versed in law, but we're very versed in other things.
What the word got to do with the court is what I don't be understanding.
Calm down now. Don't get too happy in the chat because I gave you some shine. Uncle Paul said it was a disaster. William put his name with gay for pay. Well, yeah, that's what I was saying. It's that whole when you bring it up, Justin, with those other guys. What are you saying?
Right.
What are you saying? Don't put Bishop with that, or you are saying he is. That's what happened.
And within like the first, I think 30 minutes to an hour, Bishop had told William, like, you know, I don't have the energy for this at all.
Yeah.
And he totally disregarded, and I was just like, wow, like, you know, it never gave interview, it gave collaboration because of where was the interview, where was the questions, because it was more about let me tell you what happened to me.
Yeah, Larry he got my website. I was like,
he said, have you ever? Bishop said, well, cause see, when they was wait.
Let me tell you what I was doing. I was actually washing dishes and listening. I just shook my head. I said, here we go. Here go William. It's about him. You're right, Cruiser. This comes down to where and why. Why did you need to do this? What was the purpose? Well, you know. Yeah. What was the setup? Was there the setup? Was it a coordinated effort to embarrass him? Was it a coordinated effort to get cash? You know, Manasseh popped up and said, they're trying to extort my family. That's what he had popped up in a chat and said.
It seemed like it was a scheme set up by grooming.
Well, there was somebody had said something. I think I forgot it. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Softening the impact. Is that what this is? Softening the impact on involved families. When you open this kind of stuff, it doesn't just affect the two people involved. It never does. It's always, affects more. I think when I think with him going to a show last night makes Bishop look kind of desperate because of all of the platforms for him to go on by William, especially talking about an open, ongoing federal case. Well, a lot of people had that concern. First concern was why is he talking, and then the second concern was why is he over there talking. Go ahead.
Could it be out of all of the people that's who you've been knowing the longest?
Well, yeah. I mean, and there may have been a sort of obligation that he wanted to, do. They said, but New Jersey is not a two-party state. Okay. Is it?
Let me use my handy dandy AI. Yeah.
Is New Jersey a two-party state with recording over the telephone? Yes, New Jersey is a one-party consent state for recording. I don't know. I said it's a two-party. It said yes, it's a one-party consent.
See,
wait a minute. You gotta read. They gotta.
They said yes. We're saying yes. Then said it's a one-party consent state. It is legal to record a phone that at least one party conversation consents. What does this mean? Legal, you can record a call that you are a part of because you are the consenting party. Oh, but look at this. You record a call between two other people when you are not part of the conversation and no one consents.
See, and that's the type of stuff I'm talking about right there. It's like
There's a
y'all
caveat,
don't.
Ray. There's a caveat, Ray.
Yeah, we don't know what is in the bottom line of these laws. Every state is different. A lot
That's
of this
two
stuff,
party for two
a lot
people.
of this stuff changes very frequently. They didn't start bringing these one party, two party laws into play until more recently, or they didn't start switching them up until more recently, like 2010, when a lot of them changed. Yeah.
No three ways. Nope, no three ways.
Oh, and they gave very much three ways. It sounded like somebody was like when I was in the 7th grade and we was playing phone tag and left voicemails and almost got beat down the next day at school.
You had to hit the star and the pound button for mute. We didn't have mute back then. You had to hold the buttons down.
Yeah, Uncle Paul says, New Jersey, if you are not part of the conversation, you cannot secretly record it. Bishop did not know Larry was on that call.
Nope.
He was not informed that Larry was on the call. So Larry should not have been recording. But Larry says he was in Georgia. But even in Georgia, can you record when it don't matter where you are? If they're all one party states, they didn't know you was on Bishop didn't know you was on the phone, Larry.
So that would be considered three people. They're saying if two people are on the phone, then it's one. But once you cross that and start adding people, then you start breaking the law.
It says it's illegal if you record a call between two other people when you are not part of the conversation and no one consents. So now we can, if the Dubai thing is an issue and it's a null and void thing, still. Did the other guy know? Well, to me, I don't know. I don't know if Justin even knew he was being recorded since March.
Do you know how much you didn't say it since March? Oh, Justin got to beat child.
Hold on, let me ask Ray's question. What if the one person invited the third party? Is that consent? Let's see, Ray. Come on, Cruiser.
Ooh, I'm up late tonight. Hello, everyone.
Work in the morning. You got to be prepared for my 7 a.m. Morning.
Right. You better be ready.
And don't be blaming us in the morning to my son.
I'm gonna blame all y'all. I don't know why I'm up tonight.
All I know is you better be up with that recap. What up? Let me read this. Under New Jersey wiretapping and Electronic Surveillance Control Act, the key rule is one party consent. Means one person who is part of the conversation must consent to the recording. If someone invites a third party to listen or record, it depends on who consented and what they were invited to do.
And that's what I came up to say.
Go ahead.
One person can consent with eavesdrop. Like one person, that's what I consider eavesdropping. As long as one of the two people is aware and consent, you can do that in New Jersey and Georgia. But it's your reason. Then it goes, that's why I say it's the where and the why. So where was the phone call? That makes a big difference. And then the why. Even if somebody, you can consent. Yeah. So if I'm on the phone with Sean and I consent to the conversation, then I find out that Sean is trying to do me in, then that's when it becomes not legal again.
That's another area right there.
Yeah. So it's, a lot of people say, well, you can do it if you consent. Yes, but why are you recording me? What is the purpose?
purpose of it. And once we start putting the puzzles together, and if our created purpose that we assume gets okayed with the jury, then we have a problem.
Mm.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, hold on. Somebody said, Larry specifically said Justin did not know that he was recording that particular night.
See?
So nobody gave permission because they did. See, and Larry has like said a lot. He said a whole lot. So there's a lot of recordings and transcripts that has been said off of things that he told us.
Yeah. And see, if Justin didn't know that he had been recording him, God bless, since March, he would have no reason to even think that just because he was on the phone that he was recording.
Right. Right.
Now, I don't
So
know the conversation that y'all are referring to because obviously I missed something. But if they were on the phone and one party didn't know they were being recorded, did they add the other party without and that one party? So was there consent of at least one? Is the question, because there has to be a consent of at least one.
Well, according
I
okay,
guess
to
the
what
court
you
will
so
were
let us know.
saying, and I guess we will probably, that recording has probably been downloaded and transcripts have been reserved. If Larry did say that Justin did not know, then there's our answer.
Larry
Because if it was
said,
just the two of them, that's fine.
Right.
But when you bring in somebody else,
Yeah. Yeah.
according to what
can the
Larry
consenting
said,
person be the person that's actually doing the recording, or do it have to be one of the other two? That's an interesting question.
no, he said that he was talking to Justin and he said, "This is him now. I'm about to join you in." He said, "Okay," and he hit record.
No,
Well, go ahead, Jesse.
that joining in meaning I'm merging the call that he still didn't know that he was being
He was recording.
recorded
Right.
because
Right.
hothead Justin, the way he behaved on our Bishop St. James's platform, I'm sure
We
he wouldn't have
always got
liked it
smoked.
that. Oh
No.
no, yeah, I
No.
don't. I'm sure he wouldn't have liked it that.
So who has to be the consenting person if there's three?
Because you
It
are one
sound.
of the participants. Your
Somebody.
I
consent.
consent myself to consent for all of y'all.
That's what I'm asking. Can that be done?
I don't
I don't
know.
believe so. That doesn't sound
So
like the interpretation of the law. Based off of the way it's written, it doesn't sound that way.
so if
Usually both
Justin
parties are talking
consented
to
to it, it
yeah.
would be okay. Would be the
So he's the one
question.
recording and he consented.
So the
And then,
person recording gotta get a consent.
well, okay,
That's
say
the
that everybody was consented. All right, but what was the intention? What was the intent behind the recordings?
since March.
What was
And,
the intent?
and then even then, when you let's go away from here. Let's pivot. Even then, there's been alleged tampering with the recordings. Y'all somebody been changing audio and muffling stuff
Yep.
allegedly.
Yep.
So what about that? What about the defamation? What about what about you
Oh, there's a
trying to?
whole lot going on. There's a
The
whole
going
lot
Yeah.
behind
going on.
paywalls. We're not gonna forget that. You're collecting money for these stories.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on in my, I'll tell you a little bit more. Come in my members only. I mean,
So the SEX part is what, 1 out of 7?
yeah. It's like that's a kind of a non-factor at this point, you know. And I think it was said, I think the intention of Bishop being on the program last night was to pivot the conversation back to the main thing, which is the illegal recordings in his eyes. That was the intent of going on to Williams. But of course, we know we got a little bit more.
Honey. He was trying. William was working my nerves. What about what they did to me? You didn't know what they did to me. Did you know what they did to me?
Did you know?
Bishop was like, well, no,
And
I
you
don't
know
think
Curtis
we
was
should touch
supposed to
that.
love me.
Yeah.
Wait, Bishop said,
What about
he said, no, did you know? I said, wait, William.
what about me?
Effie, we all got pain.
I'm tired. I've never felt so.
William is definitely gonna make sure it's entertaining some way or somehow.
You got that
William
right.
don't
We can
William.
count on him for that. And what I got tired of those people in the chat going, y'all talking too slow. Y'all act like what? Are y'all new here?
That's what I kept saying. Which one of them ever?
I'm like, oh, y'all new? Why y'all? What by you typing that and retyping? You think that's going to speed them up at any time? No, chill out. Go, get out of there. Come back later and put it on 1.5.
That's what I
exactly
did.
what I
I
did.
waited a good 30, 45 minutes, and then I came in and put it on 1.5.
I did
Yeah,
2.0.
that's what you do. Larry threw William under the bus tonight, though. William wanted to get Bishop first. Well, and even William has said, put it out. Put it. Y'all heard William said he was saying, put it out. Mm-hmm. Well, right now it's like you're the extortioner. No, you're the extortioner. No, you're the extortioner.
What?
I didn't say nothing.
So I had asked about. I just thought about it. Mondays are horrible. I'm like, can y'all have done this Saturday? Like
I
when
know.
oh
Why
my
y'all
God.
me on a Monday?
Ugh. Anyway, but I just thought about. Okay, I feel like Bishop Jordan went on William's platform. He said it yesterday because William was. He considered him again a friend at that time that he could trust because he called and blah 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 blah. But I think in the middle of that conversation, Bishop Jordan realized that William was playing both sides.
Well, I mean, you think in that conversation he realized that? Everybody has been saying that on both sides. That I mean,
But Bishop
Larry
Jordan be a little aloof though.
I don't think. I think y'all not giving him enough credit.
I mean, ain't nothing wrong with being aloof. I'll be aloof. Giving people the benefit of the doubt. I don't know. I think that's why he went on it because he was like, he reached out to me at the time when everything had went down about Sister Jordan crying and all that carrying on. And that's why he went up over there because he was like, oh, this is somebody that really cares about my well-being. And it didn't get well-being. It gave Wellbutrin, actually.
Oh my goodness. Listen here.
Somebody said William started all this drama. Lady Dimple started all this drama.
Lady Dimple started all this drama. William just confirmed after Lady Dimple started the drama, okay? Lady
And
Dimple,
I'll never forget that because William hesitated like, where did she get this from?
Yeah.
And he was like, well, and he talked in circles before he finally, I don't think he really started the drama this time.
Yeah, he really didn't because he was kind of faced with it and he kind of had to keep up who William was. He said he has no drawback spirit. So he had to say something because it was already on the screen.
And it was money with it attached to it.
And it was what, $50 she put out there?
$49. She know him well.
She made him speak and he spoke. Ray says, I'm reading that. If a third party was invited to listen, eavesdrop, and record it, that's enough consent. Could be considered interception, wiretapping. Oh, yes.
He said that's not enough consent.
That's not enough consent. Okay. That's not enough consent. It could be still considered eavesdropping and wiretapping. Apparently, scholars of the word either.
Well, I guess that part's going to come down to interpretation of the law. The law is not exact.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, debate and interpretation and
Case law
arguments
going to be
and
brought in, a lot of different
Mhm.
case law
Mhm.
to try to,
That's
yeah.
he
And
can
if it's
get it
jurors, then you got to depend on them to understand, and then
appeals.
if it's not, then you might have one judge to have this opinion and one judge
Yeah.
to have that opinion. So, for those of us who are kind of, I would say, neutral, like
Mhm.
we don't really. I've never followed Jordan. I've never followed Larry, and it's kind of a funny thing in trying to stay right in the middle because
Mhm.
it's like you feel like people want you to pull one way or the other. And it's
Yeah.
like, look, I'm trying to see what the law says. I'm trying to see what the court says. I'm trying
And
to see
also
what's
it,
actually there.
and it's how it's being presented to us, who's presented it to us.
Right.
It's a lot of things to consider when you try to stay in the middle.
Yeah. And it's very interesting. It's hard to so many times I said, I'm not gonna pay attention. I'm gonna wait till it's the court. But every time somebody come out and talk,
Right.
now somebody just inbox me talking, you see Larry's video? Like
Did you
what?
see Larry's video tonight? That's why we're here.
Oh, okay. So it's like now,
Yeah.
it's like as soon as you say, okay, that's it for me, no more. Then
Mm.
somebody come out here and talk, and it's like, what are you doing? Now I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking about it again.
Cruiser, they
Mhm.
made me out to be a liar because I said I'm walking away from the black church. They made me out to be a whole
We
lie
all pull you back. We all
It's
because
pull you
hard
I
to
back.
walk away from it.
it
Every single time. I think, okay,
Mhm.
that's it for me. I'm tired
Yeah.
of this. I don't want to hear no more. Then somebody else will say something like, wait a minute now.
and we can't act like the salaciousness isn't juicy. It is. It
Well,
is.
I
I
mean,
admit.
it's always interesting. It's always interesting. Now, again, I hate that it's even here because I think I'm with Larry. I mean, with Ray. It's a big old waste of money, because it's like, why couldn't we? I understand why we're here, but I hate that we have to be here because it is a waste of money. But Larry was saying he keeps going on and bragging on about all these cases he's won. Every case is not the same. You don't know. You want to put that out there like this is a walk in the park and all, but have you been sued for potential wiretapping, illegal recordings?
In New Jersey.
In New Jersey? I mean, let's just not brag too much or think that it's everything is fine and it's okay, and it's like this is kind of serious. Stop recording people. Y'all, why
Mhm.
y'all calling him if he's recording?
And
Y'all dumb.
it's lazy. Like it's a million problems, and really we shouldn't even be talking about this for real, because it does get annoying because it seems like at some point people are just doing stuff just to keep their name out there.
At this point, that's what it is.
That's all it is,
Yeah.
and there's no way around it. But it's so juicy, and the point that I'm trying to make is the only reason why I kind of came back over to this sector is because so many people are getting tricked up, I feel like, or people are putting too much value on the court of public opinion,
Right.
and that really scares me, especially considering that everything that we have going on like in the White House and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That stuff carries over because those are the people making the laws. And so just like how we saw last Tuesday, people didn't get up and exercise their right to go vote in Texas like they were supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
And then y'all come back and y'all always complaining, talking about, oh, Jasmine was robbed. No, y'all choose to do stuff like that. Y'all play with the law like it's not such a big deal when really it is. And we the
Right.
people is sick of it.
And again, we don't need to get caught up in things that are not the main thing. The sex and the audios and all this other potential stuff. Yeah, but we need to really rely on the law regarding the recordings. That's the bottom line.
Can I say this? Because somebody had asked a question about the emailing of the recording. So I asked our good friend ChatGPT,
Mm-hmm.
and it says if someone recorded a conversation without required consent, for example, in two-party, all-party consent state, the recording itself may already violate the law. Sending it to someone by email can create additional issues such as distribution of an illegal recording using illegal obtained communications, evidence obtained unlawfully, and so forth and so on.
Yeah, but again, we're dealing with one party, I believe. I believe that's
Yeah,
what it
you don't want to put the
Yeah.
cart. Just putting the
Yeah.
horse before the cart. You got to first determine that it has to be determined that it is illegal,
And that hasn't been determined yet.
and it has not been determined.
So the
Because
defamation has been dropped. No, right. The defamation has not been dropped. Yeah, you can have 34 counts against you. You still be listen here. Yes, you can.
Of the world, of America.
Yeah. Just a random thought. Let's see what Nard Jordan, Matthew Stevenson, Larry Reid, Justin Everett. There's a connection somewhere here. Follow the money. There's more to here. He said he's going after Matthew Stevenson in not too many days hence. I guess he can't really find Matthew either. Guess
he's about to be inducted.
Oh yeah, he can find him in Atlanta. That's right. He's about to be inducted. Is Cruiser? We gonna be inducted over there at the Morehouse too. Everybody's inducted.
Let's just all take a bus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
what's happening down at the Morehouse?
They induct ministers into the. I think it's the.
Yeah.
And Justin is actually being inducted too.
For what?
Yes, he is.
Well, I hope you don't get down there and get the cussing.
What they inducting him in because he got 30 Bishop Jordans too. So they
no.
Yeah.
Doesn't that really make you kind of really disheartened how you can do so much for someone and then you're here having to sue them, and then everything you've done has been taken to a point of borderline groom or something weird, that's just so disheartening. It really is.
I'm gonna leave my opinion to myself.
Okay. Was William inducted? He might as well be. They inducted everybody.
I'm not.
I'm probably saying too much because it's late at night, but I just don't understand. And this is I'm from the beef sector, but I still will never understand in my life how people can be so close and love each other and so quickly want to hurt each other. That's something. Now, if you were somebody who was just an acquaintance, just somebody I was networking with, that's one thing. But if I said that I actually cared for you, I loved you, it's extremely hard. Even if I'm mad at you, it's very hard for me to want to see you hurt or to hurt you. That would be an extremely difficult thing for me, for somebody that I cared for. Not if it's somebody that was just, somebody I was just kicking it with. That's one thing. So that's the thing that gets me, how that you can turn around and want to see this person embarrassed, humiliated, hurt. I'm going to get you. But that was somebody you was close to and you loved them. I don't understand that.
Everybody ain't Miss Cruiser. Some of these people, the people legit, it's happened to me on YouTube. People will seek you out.
The spirit
and
of William.
The spirit of William. And then next thing you know, no, I was just playing.
Yeah, but you're right. You're right. But somebody that I've given millions of dollars to, somebody that I've even on the side of Bishop that I've given a birthday party. He gave Larry party and got his parent. It's a lot that went on both sides. And you're right, Cruiser. It's just sad that we're at this point.
Yeah, and that's not one side or the other. It's just how do you get there so quickly? Where you lashing out like that. But I guess ain't no friends on YouTube.
Ain't no. That's what Wilson say, huh? Did you see Wilson's new ring? No, I ain't even gonna get.
Oh my God!
No,
I seen that gaudy.
No,
I was so embarrassed for him.
Oh God!
My goodness! Oh, I was so embarrassed. Conditional and transactional. Well, everything is a transaction in the world. I'm sorry. There's nothing Very rarely, even when we do things out of the kindness of our heart, you want people to be thankful. You want them to acknowledge and be grateful for what you've done for them. That's a transaction, in my opinion, as well. But it is what it is. More drama going on than women. Oh, yeah, you better believe it. The women ain't got nothing going on.
The men's is still fighting.
Men's are fighting.
He said, "Lead it, read me." The men's.
I could just quote him all day. I could say the men's are fighting.
What's the other one? What they say? What he said? These girls are. I forget the quote. It was so funny though. He said it all.
Yeah, he
These
used to
girls
say
ain't
something like,
well.
the
They not
girls.
well. They not
These
well.
girls are not well. I have a 2 mugs, and I don't think you were around when he used to say, "Do Jesus."
Oh,
I have a
yeah.
mug to say, "Do Jesus," and I have a mug to say, "Coins keep me here."
Coins keep me here. That's right. Different that let's see here. I would like to know how this is any different than what Vincent Hill did to Larry, and Larry's followers were in an uproar about it, but he's right for what he's doing to Bishop. You know, what's good for the goose doesn't seem good for the gander. You know, people have forgotten how they felt when somebody did something like that to them. I don't know what y'all think.
I said that in the beginning.
I'm glad you brought that. Whoever brought that up, Nitwit. Because it's been 2 years since I started coming on St. James.
2 whole years.
It's been 2 years because you remember one of the first videos I did was with Larry and that whole Buddha situation. I had to tell him off.
Especially when Larry was in my chat and you were getting triggered.
He had me messed up because he tried. That's why I've been on his head ever since.
I know. He just scarred you from that day. He ain't good in your book. It's a birthday ring. Oh, be quiet, JB. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, no one involved appears to have any clean hands. Well, when you I don't think, and when we say clean hands, again, when you start getting close to people and you start having diarrhea of the mouth, you say pretty much anything because you're comfortable. And a lot of times that comfortability comes to, unfortunately, bite you in the behind. And that's the sad part about it. It's like, who can you befriend? I think somebody put it in the chat earlier. I'm sure there's anxiety now. Who can I trust? I even said that when I had the Jordans on here. I said, I know some of y'all looking at me like a side eye, like, Daddy, what you doing over there with St. James? He ain't nobody, but he probably gonna do you like Larry. Somebody in the Patreon, I think it was Rosin, she had mentioned something, would I sign an NDA if asked to? And I told her, I will sign an NDA with any high profile person that I deal with, because you know what? I'm not out trying to expose them. I don't have a motive to figure out what I can do to expose them. So if I don't want to tell your business, so I don't have a problem with signing the NDA.
So you don't have a later agenda anyway.
Huh?
Because you don't have a later or future agenda anyway.
I don't have an agenda like that. So if I'm not ready to sign an NDA to say I'm not going to reveal personal conversations and personal text messages or emails or anything that we have exchanged, and I'm not going to get on the internet and start running off your business, I don't have that kind of ministry up over here. So no, I don't have a problem signing an NDA. I don't. Who can I run to fill this empty space? Come on now, Prophet Escape. And it's so sad. He said, that's why I don't get comfortable with people. No need to be friends. But it's sad we live in a society like that. Even in the church world, if you can't trust nobody in the church, who can you trust? That's a really broad statement, but
well, that's why I just live my truth. So I love to run around these streets and meet people in person. I love meeting folks in person. So I just live who I am. So when you see me online and you see me on the cruise, you see me on Miami Port, you see me in Greensboro, wherever you see me, it's gonna be me.
See you at the lounge with a little glass.
You see me down at the lounge. I already told y'all I'll be drunk, so y'all ain't gonna have nothing to come back and tell. It won't no thing y'all gonna have to come back and tell. Yep, she be
I done
drunk.
already told it, so
She be drunk.
yes.
It is what it is. Because you have to assume that everything you say, everything you do, could
Mhm.
be out. It is,
Yeah.
and at my big age of the 5'5", I just can't be running around worrying about what people might repeat.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. I don't. And I've had people on here just assume everything what I do and who I'm. It's like if you ain't had a conversation with me, beat it, Cletus. Run your mouth, do whatever you want to do. But I have friends in real life that we can have conversations and we can trust each other. The sad part about it is it's like so who can you run to? And it's sad that we can't really trust. But I think people. It's like Lemon over there getting towed up, Miss Cruiser. They tear
Oh my God,
BS is
heard
tearing
about
him
that.
up. But it's like you put too much of your personal
Hmm.
stuff out here. You
Mhm.
can't do a lot of that. Cruiser
And,
got
and
food.
and the thing is that I choose to be on YouTube and on social media and in certain areas.
Not your
My
family,
family members did not.
right?
They
Right.
didn't choose to be here.
Right.
So even though it's difficult for me not to talk about my children because that's a big part of my life, not to talk about my grandson that's a big part of my life, I don't
Mhm.
bring them on,
Right.
and expose them to what I have chose to expose myself to, because
Mhm.
people are not going to respect that they don't choose to be on here.
Right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Lemon calls that on himself a little bit though.
No, he did. He did cussing everybody out and
He-
doing all that. Comes with
yeah.
the territory. If what they say, if you give it, you can take it. You
Oh yeah.
really can. So it's just what it is. Final words, Jesse.
I don't watch none of the beef sector. Not
Keep
none
yourself
of it.
delivered.
Yeah, I watch Uncle Tim, so I know who some of these characters are, and I watch
Mhm.
Cruises, so I know who they are. But I do not go over there to the deep end. I'm gonna leave it there because I want to get ratchet. But yeah,
What are your final words in regards to this? What we talked about tonight? The
and
Jordan.
keep that ratchet beef sector mess over there. This is not the church beef sector, and I know
It's
Cruz
not,
is gonna lay into me.
I don't even acknowledge that. You're right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
keep that mess over there. We don't want that over here.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Sean, your final words.
Well, my final words are thank you for having me up, and I'm just gonna sit back and see what the walls look like.
Yes, sir. Miss Cruiser.
This thing is about to teach me a lot of stuff about stuff I'd never really thought about before.
Mm-hmm.
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 Recording calls. How far can you go? Um, YouTube on what they say. He said YouTube should be advised.
Yeah.
What is allowed, what's not allowed, and we're gonna learn some more stuff about freedom of speech here coming
And
up.
one thing that Bishop said about last night, it is going to be a teaching lesson because, you don't want your kids caught up in something and recording somebody, and all of a sudden you're caught up in a court case. So, we got to just keep our eyes open, different things that are happening right now. We got, corn, people passing around corn and stuff. And that's a situation. So we don't want to get caught up in all that kind of foolishness. But all right, y'all.
All right.
Thanks for coming up. Appreciate
Thanks for
y'all.
having me.
All right. Listen, everybody. We're going to continue to pray for Bishop Jordan and his endeavors with this case and everybody involved in the case. And I don't know how far to go. I believe Bishop said he's taking it. He said the wheels of justice roll slowly, and he's going to take it all the way to the end. But I'm just concerned that um, let's just continue to pray for all involved, because people may be on the outside acting like it's not a big deal and acting like, oh, I'm going to do, I'm going to win this. But there is issues, because this starts affecting your money. And who even wants to have to respond, get an attorney and respond to lawsuits? It's not a braggadocious thing to say how many lawsuits you've been in. The unfortunate part of we're in this one. Oh, y'all. Running. And we're going to keep the main thing as much as possible. I know everybody wants to be salacious and everybody wants to be nasty, but the fact of the matter is the alleged illegal recordings. So we're going to focus on that. Thank you, everybody, for coming through. I appreciate you guys. If you would like to be a support to this platform, you definitely can do that by the ways to give are right there on your screen. $ ChurchSector, Venmo, and also PayPal and Zelle, the St. James Show at att.net. Do me a favor and support the program tonight. If you're thinking about it, if you have something that you can donate on tonight, do that. I appreciate it. The platform appreciates it, and it just gives us a little starch in our back to keep on coming and bringing you great content. So right there, for those of you who gave a super chat on tonight, thank you so much. As always, your support is a greatly appreciated. We have Jacqueline, Lady Scott, and Jessica. Thank you so much for going the extra step today and supporting us. So there are your ways to give. When you think about it, just do it. You know what? You reap what you sow, even when it comes down to supporting platforms such as this. All right. Let's see. If you would like to stay abreast of when I'm coming live and different information that I may want to give you firsthand instead of coming onto the internet, text St. James to 833-579-1937. Again, that's St. James to 833-579-1937. All right, you do that. All right, everybody, thank you for joining us. Listen, my birthday was Thursday. Can I say? You can. Yes, you can. Just for you, Clorinda. And any other birthdays in the chat, any anniversaries for the month of March? We are in a new month. Month of March. We're almost, listen, did you catch up on your hour from yesterday? Hope you did. But yes, if you any birthdays in the chat, this is for Clorinda and this is for you.
Because she's blessed. So right here, I want to say happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Come on, y'all, say happy birthday. Hey, Leah, I got another birthday over there. Say happy birthday.
Happy birthday, everybody, to those March birthdays. Hope you had a wonderful birthday and will have a wonderful birthday. If you would like to hear Leah sing a little bit more, she's going to be singing with me at this year's Mother's Day weekend gospel brunch here in Fresno, California, Saturday, May 9th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Buffet brunch. You can scan the QR code right there. Take a picture of it right now. Take a screenshot right now of your screen, and you can do the QR code there to get your tickets. I have some wonderful, wonderful, wonderful singers that we are going to present the wonderful music of the maestro himself, Richard Smallwood. So you want to be here with your mother, your auntie, your cousin, and all of y'all. Y'all come to the Mother's Day weekend gospel brunch on Saturday, May 9th here in Fresno, California. So if you're in California, meet me there at the brunch. You will be blessed. Let me tell you, these singers can go. The singers that are around here can really do it. So we are going to have a wonderful time here celebrating our mothers and also celebrating the music of and the life of Richard Smallwood. All right, everybody, I appreciate you for hanging out with me on tonight. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel, all of our new subs. Thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe to Jesse Online, who was on here on the show today. Make sure you subscribe to Uncle Tim, AT2, Sean Talks, and Miss Cruiser too. Make sure you subscribe to all of our wonderful content creators here in this Black church sector. I appreciate you. Let's say a prayer for Bishop Jordan and the Jordan family. Will you do that for me? Will you say a prayer for them and keep them lifted in your prayers? Just say a little something, y'all. Say a little something. But God has their back. Ministry will continue. Manasseh and Bishop will be on the show very soon. So just get ready. Put on your notification so you'll know when we are live. Thank you so much. Have a good evening.
Before I got here, this song came on and sort of took over. I heard about how he healed the sick. He is a wonder.
He is a wonder in my soul.
I heard about how he raised the dead. He is a wonder.
He is a wonder in my soul.
5,000 hungry souls he made. He's a wonder.
He is a wonder in my soul.
Save the soul. He is a wonder.
He is a wonder in my soul.
Heal the sick.
Heal the sick.
Raise the dead.
Raise the dead.
5,000 hungry souls.
He fed.
Did it before.
He did it before.
And he'll do it again.
He'll do it again.
He's a wonder.
He is a wonder in my soul.
Yeah, I heard about how he lift you up. He's a wonder.
He is a wonder in my soul.
I heard about how he'll fill your cup. He's a wonder.
He is a wonder in my soul.
Joy unspeakable, full of glory. He's a wonder.
He is a wonder in my soul.
I can't tell you all of his healing story. He's a wonder.
He is a wonder in my soul.
Heal the sick.
Heal the sick.
Raise
Raise the dead.
5,000 hungry souls.
Souls he fed.
Did it before.
He did it before.
And he'll do it
He'll
again.
do it again.
He's a wonder.
He is a wonder
Now this is what took
in
me out.
my soul.
What's the part? I know.
I know.
I seen him do it.
I've seen him do it.
That's what took me out. I tried.
I tried.
And I
I know.
I've seen him do it.
I've seen him do it.
I tried.
I tried.
And
I know.
I've seen him do it.
I've seen him do it.
I tried.
I tried.
And
I know.
I've seen him do it.
I've seen him do it.
Yeah. He's a wonder.
He's a wonder. He's a
I feel his presence.